Hey everyone, DayTraderRockStar here with a very surprised video just talking about the use of the 60-minute chart that we've been really crushing the market over the last 2 days, and the timing on everything has been coming into thing. And I just want to stress the importance of really adding this time frame to your trading and how it really breaks it down. Normally, in the whole style of trading that I do on Day Trading Radio, I take quality stocks on pullbacks and get those bounces, and that works well, but when you're talking about a day time frame and looking at a daily chart, you could see that chop around for a while before you actually see a move off of a trend line. So you can see the little bounce and stuff, and this can be very annoying for someone who's trying to take a faster trade. So what you have to do really, and all these things are great, and this is like I said, when we go over this every day in the market, I try to do this to instill in you that this is the way. This is the way. If you were like, if this was the Matrix, this would be the red pill. This is what you need to be doing to be successful, to get to that journey, to complete the journey. I couldn't be more passionate about this, and and dropping this nugget of information on you is so important. Just to abide by it, use it, experiment with it, do everything you can with it, but make it part of your own trading, because it works. And doing anything other than that, I tell you, I've been down that road. I've been down trying to figure out every single aspect of this market for 20 years, traded. And I tell you, when you come upon something and it works over and over again, you got to start analyzing yourself, and let's say, all right, now I must develop my discipline to wait for these setups, to have the patience to take these only setups, because that's the probability. What we're doing now is taking the risk out of the trade, and in this market, and like I say, every single day, it's not a guaranteed thing that anything's going to happen. So if it's not guaranteed, or it's not, you can't predict it in some way, then it has to be chance. And if it's a chance, it's a game. But this takes the risk out of that game. This puts the cards in your favor. It does everything you can. Every analogy in the book, what you want to do is take the risk out of the trade. And once you're able to do that, your percentage of the upside is so much better, and your percentage of being successful at this thing, which we call trading, is so much better. So let's just kick this off, man. Listen to my passion. Follow along. All right. Here's an average chart. We look at Whirlpool. Again, it's very important to have a good focus list, and a good focus list is a group of stocks you continue to rotate in and out of. And I use the stochastics as one of my main indicators, and you could actually see the stochastics pull back into an oversold level, and we've been basing down here and actually took a few trades off of this level. But what we really did see is really where we aggressively got in it and said, all right, watch for that move up, is the 3-day pullback. Whenever you see a 3-day pullback, you go back to that 60-minute chart, and you look at the 60-minute chart, which using the same indicators, but I'm using the stochastic 60-minute chart and using that to really close my time frame up. So now we got, when I put a gray area down here into this 20 below area where I consider this to be short-term oversold, I'm looking for the additional indicators underlying a trend line, a recognizable pattern, et cetera, even support and resistance, recent lows, the little technical things that I have on my style methodology of trading. So in this case, you look back at Whirlpool and you see this beautiful pullback on the 29th, and we're like, all right, this is where we need to get in, people. Everything's pointed, underlying trend line, oversold stochastics, and then the representation of the daily chart is continued to look really good. Stochastics on the daily are very bullish. So they're just very easy setup here, very easy, and it's easy to say easy, in hindsight, but it wasn't hindsight. We saw this as a trade, took the trade, and profited from the trade, and kind of, kind of told you exactly when that trade was going to break out, and just the other trades that we're doing on this week's using that 60-minute pattern. What are some of the other ones off Google? Now Google, a similar situation. You can look at the chart on Google and say, wow, stochastics are kind of bullish here, but it's not telling me much in this daily chart. All right, break down to the 60-minute chart. It's a whole different story. All right, you see a trend line develop. You see that first real break of a trend, and rule number one on a secondary entry is after a break of the trend, you try to take that trade on the first rotation back on the stochastics, and we talked about that today on the radio. What's the definition of rotation? It's basically coming from an oversold level all the way back to an oversold level, and at that point, if you have that trend line underneath it, that's an automatic go signal. Right stock, go signal. Go, baby. And from this point on, you know, the Google rallied over 10 points. Not that it's making a tremendous rip up here, but it's moved up from, you know, 576 to, you know, close to 588. So 10-point move, and, you know, classic example of, you know, the 60-minute stochastic on a quality stock. I mean, how often do you find Google down here in this oversold level? So that was just a guarantee. What else? So we talked about, all right, Amazon, AMZN. Amazon in the 60-minute chart pulled back right back here, and I said, wait a second, guys, look at the pullback. This is live, what we did live on the air. You know, I said, watch this pullback. This pullback is nothing compared to what the standard pullback would be. So we're actually holding that 20-period moving average. I'm using a set of indicators to tell me just the directional, the strength. You know, consider these almost strength meters. It holds above the 20, it's showing good strength. Holds above the 50, good strength. 200, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So each point represents a stronger. Normally on a pullback like this, you're going to see a nice retracement back. But because we held up so good comparable to the overall movement of this stock, you knew that this was going higher. So we, you know, got in on the trade right here, took it for, I don't even know, 4 points. I don't know. And it just took off. And I mean, you could have got 10 points on it. So, I mean, 10 points off of that call right there. And it's all about that 60-minute chart. So what we're doing, we're taking the risk out, we're putting everything in our favor, and, you know, and busting a move on it. And that's the representation of the daily chart, which, you know, it looks great. So, you know, I just want to get back on here, kind of instill this in one special video for you guys, just talking about how, you know, I want to just be very clear and say, you know, a couple rules to make money in this market. Take the trades on your research, you know, my research, etc. What I mean by that is do your research. Do your research, have a methodology, stick to that method, have confidence in the trade. The confidence part of it plays a big part. And doing the confidence and taking the risk out of the trade is going to give you that confidence. You know, doing the research, taking the risk out is going to give you the confidence, like 3 parts of the triangle. And then you have that nice move. Then you can start making money in this market. It's not about the size. Don't listen to what your girlfriends say. It's not about the size. It's about the quality. All right, and I'm not talking about, you know, you can make good money on trading 40 shares of Amazon as much as 400 shares, as long as you're in the right place at the right time and take the risk out of the trade. All right. Anyway, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed that little fast little video. You get to listen to me every day, bringing these stocks to the forefront of the market on DayTraderRockStar.com. And, you know, have a great day. I hope you enjoyed this video.